I'll collapse all of my questions into one question, if you wouldn't mind, just because of time. We have votes coming up very shortly. We think 3:15 to 3:30. Let me ask you, if I could, on the Chibok girls, do we have information about them? I've met Chibok girls, one in Abuja when I was on a trip there, and met several who escaped, the lucky ones. Are we any closer to reclaiming their freedom? Secondly, if I could, on the FDO progress, if you could tell us how many people are actually working it. Is it really getting a high priority? We know that the weapons cache of Boko Haram is growing, maybe even exponentially. Some of it they steal, some of it they buy from robbing banks, but some of it may be coming from places in the Middle East. If you could touch on that. We're all very pleased and happy and that Secretary Curry did meet with President Jonathan. I read the Secretary's, both the President and the Secretary's statements, and there was talk about the multinational task force, the Lake Chad Basin Commission, and about more and more cooperation. Let me ask you this. Is it time for a U.S.-Nigeria task force? I was struck that when I was at the Fusion Center, that intelligence that we might provide that was actionable may not have been followed up on. You need a quick deployment of troops if you find something that needs action. And it seems to me that and on the Leahy Amendment, why not have a joint working group to focus on vetting Nigerian security forces? Some of the pushback has been a well-earned pride in the Nigerian military. They are tremendous peacekeepers. I saw them when I was in Sarajevo. I saw them again in Darfur. They have been gone all over and have done yeoman's work on peacekeeping. But again, it's a very special skill set required to combat a terrorist insurgency like this with Boko Haram. Why not have a joint working group on the vetting as well, so they have buy-in? Is that something you're thinking about? And again, on IDPs, more money, I think, needs to be provided. Yes, Nigeria is a rich country, but it does have a problem, as we all know, with the drop in oil prices. And finally, Abubakar Shekau has said, nobody can stop us and live in peace except if you accept Islam and live by Sharia law. He has said, we will kill anyone who stands against the will of Allah by opposing Sharia, and that they are fighting a religious war against Christians. These are all quotes. And that by Allah, whoever practices democracy, we will kill. Will the administration really brand them for what they are, a radical Islamist movement? I met so many Muslims who have lost loved ones in Nigeria, many more Christians, because they are targeting Christians. They are a horrific brand of Islam, a radical brand. I think we need to call it for what it is. And again, I know Buhari has signed, as well as President Jonathan, the Abuja Accord. But let's not forget, after 2011, 700 churches, 3,100 Christian-operated businesses and schools were burned. Over 3,400 Christian homes were destroyed. How enforceable, how real do you think he and his followers are in living up to that accord so that there's not post-election violence? And that is critical, I think. Anybody can sign a piece of paper in the run-up to election. Do you have confidence that he will adhere to it? I yield.
So, Mr. Chairman, thank you for those questions. On the Foreign Terrorist Organization designation, I'm going to have to get back to you on the numbers of people at the Treasury Department and the Justice Department who are working on this, because I don't have those figures immediately available. As far as a joint task force, I think you visited the center of a joint task force, and I want to note that France is working with Nigeria's neighbors to establish a coordination cell in N'Djamena that we believe will be very useful in this fight, and it's already showing promise in coordinating the activities of Cameroon and Chad as they work together in this activity.
But I mean across all sectors.
I understand.
The entire military complex, not just intelligence.
Right.
Well,
But our Justice Department is represented in Lagos as part of the interdisciplinary team. The FBI is there. We have people who can advise on hostage negotiations and humanitarian assistance. I believe that the team is robust and has the disciplines necessary to address these issues. As far as Leahy issues are concerned, I note that the 7th Division, which has had primary responsibility for combating Boko Haram, has a new commander. So we will be looking at how we can work with Nigerian units. As you know, we vetted over 100 units and individuals last year who were found capable of working with us and qualified to receive U.S. assistance. And
Could I just say, Mr. Jackson, they need thousands, and they are very capable troops. They can be human rights vetted. The State Department has said 50% or more tomorrow could be vetted and found to be free of human rights abuses. They need that training, and they need it now. We're fighting the ISIS of Africa, so I just bring that urgency back, if you would.
I will take that back, Mr. Chairman. And you asked about branding Boko Haram. I would note that Daesh and Al-Qaeda in the lands of the Islamic Maghreb have disassociated themselves from Boko Haram because they consider it such an extreme organization.